The version 10 upgrade is considered a major upgrade. This is done for a couple of reasons. There are some new features that are going to be part of the system, and there are also some technology changes that we want to make you aware of. So we're doing this quick little tutorial and providing you with these upgrade instructions so that you can review the information and prepare for this upgrade accordingly. Today we're going to walk through the upgrade instructions and just make sure that you are prepped and ready to go. The first thing that you want to do is to review the new technology requirements. You can do this from inside Help Central. So inside Helm Central, if you log in and just have the left-hand navigation over to the side, you can go to installing the software and technology requirements, and you can see they've been updated with all of the requirements for version 10 and higher. The biggest reason that we want to have you review these is just to make sure that your current infrastructure is set and ready to go. There are a couple of things that might need to get installed. For example, .NET 4.6 technology. If this isn't on your server, then your IT department will want to do this. And the other thing to be aware of is that this needs to run on SQL 2012 or later. There is a feature that we updated that needs SQL 2012. If you're already running 12 or 14 or possibly even 16, you are set and ready to go. But if you aren't, then you want to plan for that before planning for this upgrade. The other thing to look and see is if you are not on version 9.1. One of the big changes with this version is that we are moving to a true installer package. So instead of downloading files and then unzipping them over your current structure, we are going to be actually installing the software, and going forward we'll always have an install executable package to update your system in the future. So this first upgrade is a little bit more steps just to get everything set and ready to go so that you are set for the future. And you do need to be on 9.1.3 prior to this upgrade. So if you're not there yet, make plans with the support team to get those files so that you can get all of your infrastructure set and ready to go. Next thing that you'll want to do is to read the release notes. It's always good to know what's going on ahead of time. You can access these again from inside Help Central. If you're in Help Central, then use the left-hand navigation to go over to News and Events and to Version Details, and you'll see version 10 right there. This will give you information on what absolutely needs to be done with this version, some little features related to what's going on, and even some recordings related to the different features that we've put into the system. What you see on the screen are thumbnails, and if you want to see something in a full screen, maybe that you can't quite see what we're talking about on the smaller version, then you can click on full screen and see the videos. So we have additions first. And then we have any kind of changes. So you can see here that these are related to the .NET changes and the report writer changes. Anything that is highlighted in this orangish color is something that you need to be aware of, and that has to be done during the upgrade, or we do see a ripple effect that will have an adverse effect on your system. So you do want to make sure that you read these and your IT department reads them so that everyone is set and ready to go. The next thing that you want to do is you want to go into your system and you want to see if you have any custom pages. One of the changes that is being made to this version is to an underlying technology. So if you have custom pages that have been written for you, then you'll want to reach out to us and consult with us to get those pages upgraded to this version so that they will continue to run. To do this, what you want is go into your system and go to Admin and Links and Custom Links. This is where all your custom pages would be stored. So if you see anything in here like this one that has an odd name to it, contact us. It's probably a custom page. We can look it up and we can then make some adjustments. So you can see here they might be named something odd that you're not used to. If you're not familiar with your system and maybe you've inherited it from someone else, you can always reach out to us and we can look this up for you. The next thing that you're going to want to do is plan to clear out your outstanding items. So if you are in the system and you go to your home page and you see items that are listed under the message center, these are all things that the system thinks that you have outstanding, and when the system gets upgraded, the encryption links are going to change, and all of these links, if they're in an email, are going to be broken. So to see what is outstanding for everyone else, what you can do is go to Open Activities, and then click on any of these links. So you can see here that we've all been really bad and we haven't been responding. And so what you can do is just click on the link and set to email reminders, and it'll email the reminders out to all of those users and then allow you to allow those people to respond so that the links don't get broken. If you don't do this before you upgrade, you can do this after you upgrade so that those emails will still have valid links in them. So if you have like upcoming interviews, for example, and you want to make sure that your interviewers have the most recent information and have the links to all of the information that they need, you can always come to the same page and click the like pending emails or incomplete reminders, for example, and just send them the email again, and it'll send it out with the updated link so that they can get to the information. Next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to check your career site for custom links. Again, these two are piggybacked together, so the encryption changing affects a couple of things. The biggest thing inside the system is the emails that are going out. The biggest thing on the career site is if you've done any kind of links that are hard coded to specific places. Let me just take you over to our demo site so you can get a visual here. So you can see if it's inside the body of the content and not necessarily in the frame, then these links are automatically going to be updated typically, unless you have something that's embedded into one of the messages that's going to a specific location. Typically, you see any kind of custom links that are going to other locations over in the left-hand side or potentially in a menu item. So what you want to do is you want to go to these and then click on them and see if it goes and changes the URL to something that would be encrypted. If that's true, then what you want to do is work with your webmaster, give them a heads up that you're going to be doing this upgrade, and after you do the upgrade, navigate to the links that represent these left-hand navigation links, get the real link, and then they can update this page for you. The other thing to be aware of related to the website is if you have a parallel mobile site or if you have parallel sites in general. So say, for example, you have two career sites that are running off of the same database, then there is going to be an encrypted link that's inside the web config file. Again, you just want to be aware of this leading up into the upgrade so that you can plan accordingly. And the easiest way to see that is IT just goes on and they look at a file called web that's inside the careers file, and they can actually see that encrypted URL, and then they can update it after the update is done. Next thing that you want to make sure is that you have the right security access. This really has more to do with IT, but you want to make sure that your IT department knows where the cyber recruiter files need to be, has the ability to edit the files, has the ability to run programs, has the ability to edit registry keys, again, just in case. So the program is supposed to update everything, install the new pools, and update any kind of registry keys. But just in case something doesn't go as smoothly as expected, then you want to make sure that the person that's actually installing this has enough access that they can actually make the changes that need to happen on the server. The other thing that you want is to make sure that you have your passwords handy. You're going to need to know the SQL server, the database name, the SQL name, the password. You're going to need all of this because it's going to verify and double check that as you're going through the process. Additionally, if you are using an integration, like to Sage HRMS, for example, then you're going to need to know those credentials so that you can enter them and save them into the database, because it hides them in the background so that the passwords aren't seen, and those are all going to be updated with this new encryption as well. Lastly, if you are authenticating based on SMTP in your email system, then you're going to want to know those credentials as well. For the same reason, the encryption is changing, and you will want to make sure that you have those passwords handy so that when you go and do the upgrade, that you can make sure that you have these pieces in place and can quickly make sure that emailing is working. Okay, this is when the HR people kind of check out and the IT people say, okay, this is more my thing. One thing that IT will definitely need to be aware of are any kind of settings that are in the web config. Same thing with the reports. These are a couple of things that you want to check up on the server. So when you do the install, it's actually going to install a new folder structure completely. And so there's going to be a couple things that you're going to want to double check and see if you're using. These aren't things that all clients are using. And you can see here we have some examples. And these are always going to be in the web config. Other things that are typically not in the web config are listed here. So what you can do is up on the server, you can see this is an example of a web config, and here are all of my little connection strings. And add keys is what they're called. So this one's actually going to move to a new file location once we do the upgrade. This one would move. Some of these others, like anything that's not license related, it's going to move to a new file in the new folder structure, but you'll need to physically move it in order to make it work. So again, you just want to review this section to see what's there so that when you actually get ready to do the upgrade, that you're set and ready to go. Same thing with the custom reports. Again, if you are on the enterprise or the professional version, you have the report writer. And if you have created any of the reports, then there is a reporting folder that just needs to be moved once the system is upgraded. If you're looking at the folder structure itself, so you can see here, I'm in the folder structure for Cyber Recruiter. And if I go down to reporting, then I have a folder called reports. And then you can see here, I have all of my different reports that are listed here. After the upgrade, what you'll want to do is you'll want to come to this location and copy the reports, and just the reports, nothing else, so that you then have your reports moved over. We recommend not moving standard over, because if we give you new reports, then if you overwrite the standard folder, then you're going to be overwriting the new reports we're giving you. But if you want to overwrite it, you can. The one thing that you don't want to do after the upgrade is to highlight the whole folder for reporting and move it over, because that's basically going to take the old version of the report writer and apply it to the new product, and none of your reports are going to work and none of your dashboards are going to work. So you do want to make sure that you identify just the reports and move over just this file folder. And then the last steps that you need to do to get ready for this version is to obtain the license codes. So you're going to do that by reaching out to product support. This is going to allow us to know that you are going through this process, and we will know that if you call in with a problem that you're going through this process and you need immediate help. So we're going to give you priority access basically. So you want to call and obtain the license codes and give us a heads up as to when you're going to go through this process so that we can be on call. And then when you do this and you obtain the license codes, we're also going to give you the link to download the files. And there's going to be two files, just like there always has. There's going to be one for Cyber Recruiter and one for the careers module. It is not going to be the zip files like you're used to. These do actually have true installation paths and packages, and so it's really just the executables that you're going to be that you're going to care about. But we're going to make this as simple and easy as possible. Thank you for watching this and preparing for this upgrade, and we hope that you have a wonderful day.